On a cold night in Milwaukee, we have a hot basketball matchup tonight between two top 20 teams in women's basketball, the perennial powers. Number 5, Connecticut, the Huskies taking on 16th ranked Marquette, the Golden Eagles trying to soar to heights that they've never achieved before. I'm Lance Allen at a sold-out Al McGuire Center alongside the former Tosa East High standout, the former Marquette All-American, and former NBA star Tony Smith. And Tony, tonight, this should be a great matchup between a team that's been there, done that, and the other team in the Marquette Golden Eagles trying to achieve those heights.
Definitely two great teams from the top of the Big East standings, Marquette and New Waters, as you stated, Lance. A very huge game for them, possibly one of the biggest in the program's history. UConn, they're no stranger to these type of games. They've played 2 big games already against 2 of the top-ranked teams in the nation.
There is no doubt who stirs the drink for the Golden Eagles. It is Crystal Ellis, averaging nearly 19 points per game, and Gina Oriemis said it earlier this week. She may be the best player that the Huskies face all year.
Yeah, she does it all, Lance. You'll see that tonight. Hopefully, if you're a Marquette fan, inside, outside, steals, she gets everything, and very great with her left hand.
And speaking of inside game, the Golden Eagles want to be physical tonight, and Christina Quay could provide that punch.
Oh, Christina Quay has to be big tonight. They're facing a little bit of deficit size-wise, Marquette is, but she's going to have to eliminate some of that by being tough and physical with the UConn players.
The Huskies are relatively young, but they have one player that has really stood out of late, and she is Helena Green. And I tell you what, you're going to see a lot of her tonight, Tony, aren't you?
Oh, definitely. If you're a UConn fan, you want to see a lot of her. Pull-up jump shots is her specialty. She has range on the jumper, can move out to the three-point line if she needs.
7 straight games in double figures for her, averaging 18 points over those last 7 games. But you can see, Tony, their starters extremely balanced from top to bottom, all basically in that 12 to 13-point range.
Yeah, you love that if you're a coach, because it gives you great depth. Not only it keeps you in close games when one of your starters is not performing as well, but it also gives you the ability to blow people out.
Now, Marquette in their last game stumbled just a little bit against Rutgers. Here's the standings right now as we speak. UConn, a perfect 9-0. Marquette, they want to close that gap. They're at 7-2. And then you got Louisville, Rutgers, South Florida, all at 6-2. So this is a big game, obviously, for Marquette, probably even more so than UConn.
Well, definitely for both of them. No one can afford to lose tonight.
All right, we will be back with the starting lineups coming up in just one moment. Welcome to a sold-out Al McGuire Center here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's UConn against the Marquette Golden Eagles, and there you see it, Tony, the first McGuire Center sellout ever, 4,000 strong here this evening. And tonight, we caught up with both of the coaches to find out what the keys to this matchup will be.
It's a great opportunity to play UConn at home, and it's awesome that it's sold out and everyone's coming out to see the great program that Connecticut is. But you know what? All of Big East basketball is fantastic. It's a very tough schedule, and UConn certainly has set the standard. And when you can compete with UConn, and if you're fortunate enough to even beat them, it says a lot for your program and the direction of your program, and I know we're going to be very ready.
The biggest challenge tonight is, we've got some young guys that haven't been in this environment. And we're playing a really good team on the road who's coming off a loss. So challenge is going to be to play well.
All right, and there you see the starting lineup for tonight. There is one change for UConn, and it's a big one. Kylie McLaren will start in place of Sharday Houston. So Sharday Houston has started in every game this year except tonight. You've got Green, Montgomery, Charles, Thomas, and McLaren for Connecticut. And Marquette, it's the usual fare, Tony. It's Crystal Ellis, Christina Quay, Danielle Cam, Jasmine McCullough, and Ifweku Osagi Landry. What do you expect from Marquette tonight, Tony?
Well, I expect Marquette to play their usual game. They really want to play up tempo, maybe see a little bit of pressure, and just run. That's their best game, man. Run. And even though it's the strength of UConn's, you still got to play your best game.
I think that's going to be an interesting tug of war tonight, Tony, because both of these teams like to run, so who's going to be more effective in that? And both of these teams are very physical. Marquette, maybe a little more size, but Connecticut, they can bang inside as well.
Oh, definitely. Both teams are going to be physical inside. I think that was one of the keys to Marquette, throughout practice and the shoot around, was to be very physical and try to take advantage inside a little bit.
Golden Eagles felt like they really let one slip away against Rutgers. They lost 66-56. It was a season low for points. Only shot 32% from the field. So they really want to hit the offensive boards tonight, Tony. And whether they make the shot or whether they get fouled, they want to make something happen, don't they, on that end?
Oh, definitely. And, like Coach Mitchell said, there's no easy games in the Big East. I mean, you saw the stat before where all the teams are pretty evenly matched at the top. There's 5 teams up there that are just neck and neck. And every game is a must-win right now, especially if you're trying to win this thing. UConn's got the luxury of being 9-0 right now, but there's teams right on their trail, and Marquette is one of those teams.
Oh, by the way, UConn, yeah, they've got a little history behind them. They've won 5 national championships on the second program.
5?
Yeah, just 5.
Oh.
Yeah, just 5. You got a handful of rings there and stuff like that. Second program to win 3 straight titles. So obviously, Tony, it may seem like we're going to be shouting most of the night. This building's going to be loud, being sold out and having a program like that in the house.
Well, Marquette is hoping that it's going to be loud in here because that means they're doing well and they're playing well. But to do that, they're really going to have to play their game plan to a T, Lance. They're going to have to give every effort that they have in their bodies. And, this kind of win, if they get the win tonight, it's a program-changing win, I believe.
Terry Mitchell liking the fact that she's going to match wits tonight with Gino Auriemma, one of the best in the business.
Hey, and let's not underestimate that coaching matchup either. It's big for the coaches just the way it is big for the players.
Even though they don't play, it is that type of situation where they get juiced for that as well. Danielle Cam, Tina Charles. They're going to tip this one. The ball fought for. Down with it comes UConn. Kalena Green. Over to Renee Montgomery. Back up top. Green looking inside. Marquette keeping inside. Basket up and good by Tina Charles. So UConn getting off to that fast start that they wanted.
Going inside early there, Lance.
And that's, I think, what they want to do. They want to be physical with Marquette. Marquette wants to be physical with UConn. Osagi Landry on the left wing. Dribbles over. Crystal Ellis down to the corner. Danielle Cam for 3. Rims out. UConn look to run. Now they're going to pull it back. Mel Thomas brings the ball up. Mel Thomas, an extremely good three-point shooter. Renee Montgomery sets up the play. Marquette starting man-to-man, but they're going to mix some man and zone tonight. Renee Montgomery with the dribble. Up top to McLaren. Inside, steal. Crystal Ellis brings it up, looks to push the pace. Marquette wants to push the pace tonight. Christina Quay inside, up, under, and in.
Great move. That's a good move inside. Again, we talked about Christina Quay in there. She's huge inside, man. She's very tough. That's going to be a great matchup.
She is tough to move off the block. A little bit of pressure for Marquette. Going to try to pressure the ball a little bit. There's Renee Montgomery. Renee Montgomery over to Mel Thomas. Thomas up top to McLaren. McLaren inside, ball tipped.
Good.
And it will stay with UConn.
And again, inside the Quay, great up and under fake and step around. That's a big time move right there.
That is hard to defend. Look at that, up, under. You can't blame McLaren for that one. Inside, ball blocked. Nice block by McCullough.
A blown coverage, really, Lance.
Ellis brings it up, but she's stripped, so Mel Thomas comes up with it.
A little careless by Ellis.
A little bit of frantic action here. Renee Montgomery drives inside, off the rim. Inside, Thomas stripped by McCullough.
Very good defense. You're seeing a little helter-skelter right now.
Active hands.
Both teams are just trying to get settled in.
Crystal Ellis for 3. And that is going to get the crowd on their feet. 2 minutes in, it is 5-2 Marquette. A little bit of pressure.
A big shot for a scorer as well to get off to a good start making your first shot.
Inside, misses everything, does Green. Crystal Ellis, they're definitely looking to push the tempo at this point. Danielle Cam, 4-3, a little bit short. Ball's going to go out of bounds, UConn ball.
But not a bad shot, Lance. That is Marquette's game, pushing and up-tempo. They really want to run. They're getting a lot of steals right now and a lot of opportunities at the fast break, and that's a good shot. You know, Coach Mitchell's not going to be too upset about that.
Marquette coaches told me before the game that they know UConn likes to push the ball, so Marquette, they want to run, but they want to run in a smart way. I'd like to welcome everybody in the Connecticut area watching this game as well this evening. 5-2 Marquette, about 2.5 minutes in.
UConn staying patient and running their stuff, but they're just not executing right now.
And another steal. 3 early steals by Marquette. Osagi Landry brings the ball up. High dribble. McCullough wants it inside. Ellis feeds McCullough inside. Turn around, pop, stop. No, ball comes down to McLaren. UConn once again looking to push it just a little bit. Green inside, she'll drive, and we have a foul on the floor.
Yeah, a needless reach-in foul. You know, you talked about the 3 early turnovers here by UConn. Marquette has to really be aware of taking advantage of those turnovers right now. When you have turnovers and you don't take advantage of it, it usually comes back to haunt you, especially against a team of the caliber of UConn.
UConn looking to inbound the ball. McLaren not finding anybody. And yes,
5 seconds.
I was just going to say it looked like it was close to 5, and it was 5. Another turnover. You would expect one of these teams to settle in here eventually. Gino Auriemma not looking pleased.
Yeah, he's not happy right now.
Not at all.
Yeah, he was concerned with the youth of his team, but you know, it takes a while for the young players to settle in.
Soggy Landry going to drive the lane. Going to go up with the left hand, off glass, no. Down with the rebound is Charles. Charles going to bring it up. Give it off to Montgomery. Montgomery, the floor leader. She is the point guard. Hits some big threes. Doesn't have a great 3 percentage, but she hits the big shots. Tina Charles, shuffle the feet. Once again, another turnover.
Almost 4 minutes in, Lance. It seems they still have not, you know, calmed down and settled in and get ready to play here. You know, Marquette needs to score though here again. They need to take advantage of their opportunity right now.
Officially 4 turnovers already in the game for UConn. Uncharacteristic of them, but they are a young team. Not a single senior on the roster. Crystal Ellis thought about the 3, kicks it inside. Up and under Quay once again. McLaren could not handle it.
That's a good matchup for Marquette. McLaren might have a little bit size-wise on her, but as you see, Christina, she's quick in there, and she's got a couple of moves she's shown us so far. Maybe she got some more to pull out, but she's already pulled out the up and under, and then down just a straight little jump hook. So McLaren's going to have to bear down in there and maybe push her off the block a little bit. Lance, this is going to be her only chance.
First free throw up and good. 6-2 Marquette, about 3.5 minutes into this one. Sharday Houston acted like she wanted to check in the game all by herself for McLaren. McLaren having a little bit of a problem keeping up with Christina Quay on the block at this point. Second free throw is up, and nothing but net.
Good news for McLaren is a lot of people in the Big East have trouble with Quay.
Yes, she is tough inside. Aaron Monfrey in the game. Marquette pressure, going with a little zone pressure. Renee Montgomery barks out the signal. Looks like a 1-3-1 zone by Marquette. McLaren up top. Didn't look like that was completely her shot. She was open, missed the shot.
A great rebound by Jasmine McCullough. Great rebound.
Crystal Ellis down low, inside Quay.
Could have been a travel, or is it a charge?
It is a charge. We're going to take a break. Marquette leading 7-2, 4 minutes into this one. 7-2, Marquette leading UConn. A little more than 4 minutes into this one. And by the way, Tony, did you get your bobblehead today?
I did not, but it's a good-looking bobblehead.
Terry Mitchell bobblehead night tonight, and it looks very much like the head coach of Marquette. It's looking really, really good. Basically, it's got a couple of earrings. Got a couple of earrings on it.
First, I was like, there's no way I'm doing a bobblehead, seeing myself, my head. But then, you know, as we talked about it more and more, I realized it's a great opportunity for the program to get myself out there on a bobblehead, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to see myself, my head bobbing, and I think it looks like me. Even though my mom pointed out that my features are kind of big, which I was like, Mom, it's a bobblehead. That's what happens. But we're just having a great time with it, and anything that promotes Marquette women's basketball, I think is a good thing.
Terry Mitchell telling me earlier this week, Tony, that some of the coaches had the bobblehead on their desk, and it just kept nodding yes, so they got yes to all the answers that they wanted all week.
That was probably the first time ever.
Terry Mitchell does not have a big head, though, so she is one of the more humble coaches you'll ever see. Keisha Soignier checks into the game. Another near steal by Marquette. I think Quay was actually shocked to get that ball.
Yeah.
Basically right almost in her face.
It was a great pass, but she wasn't expected from the other team.
Stoppage in play here. Waiting to sort things out the way it looks. 15:35 left in this one. Marquette leading 7-2. Looks like they have things sorted out, and they're going to start this one back courtside left.
Well, UConn at the break, I'm sure they talked about, let's get something solid here.
It's been ragged.
Probably trying to cut down on the turnovers. I'm sure he gave him an earful about that.
It's been ragged for them so far. Stop and pop, Renee Montgomery off the rim, but Charles gets a rebound inside, off glass and in.
Yeah, she was all alone on that rebound. Marquette had no one near the basketball. So
she is their leading rebounder at 8 rebounds per game. Christina Quay. Looking over to Danielle Cam. Cam with a dribble over to Erin Monfrey. Monfrey to Ellis. Ellis thought about the shot. Over to Monfrey. Working at the top of the arc. Ellis gonna let it launch.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just rimmed out.
It's a good look though. It's a very good look.
Green inside. We have a tie up inside. Possession arrow goes to Marquette.
And that's here we talk about the stop and pop. A great look for her, and Marquette just just ran away from the rebound basically.
Charles inside. She's been the one answer for UConn so far, but they've had very few answers for what Marquette has brought in pressure. Svetlana Kovalenko now in the game for Marquette. Monfrey inside to Kovalenko, inside to Quay. Ball stays with Marquette, but they are definitely working it inside the post.
Yeah, Marquette's looking real patient, real good in their offensive sets right now.
20% UConn shooting so far. It is early, but they've only made 1 of 5 shots. Actually now 2 of 6 shots.
Should have been a kick, shouldn't it, Lance?
It looked like it. But they're going to let that one go. That one's going to stay to Marquette as well. Checking into the game will be Waco Osagi Landry once again.
UConn getting a lot of hand on balls right now. Seem to be picking up defensively a little bit. Maybe they're starting to settle in right now.
And that is their game. I mean, they really like to disrupt things. They like to put a lot of pressure, especially ball pressure up front. Erin Monfrey with the fake. Tries to drive inside. Shot clock winding down. We have a foul inside.
I think it's 3 seconds, Lance.
Actually 3 seconds. Yeah, it looked like they were going to call a clear out, but they actually got Marquette for 3 seconds. Keisha Soignier, she likes to push the tempo. Quick point guard. Off Quay's foot, it'll stay with UConn.
The second kick, they don't like that kick call, do they?
Apparently not.
They just call it out of bounds.
And I know we've talked a lot about the Huskies turnovers so far. All you need to know, all 7 of Marquette's points coming off turnovers so far.
Which is what Marquette has to do.
Montgomery with the ball. Looking, up top Charles, right at the free throw line. Ball rims around and in.
Well, it didn't look like Marquette wanted to play her there. Maybe even forcing her, baiting her into taking that shot, and she knocks it down.
Good shooter's touch. Monfrey open for a second. Thought about the 3. Pull it back down. Inside, Kovalenko. Kovalenko looking. Gets it over to Ellis. Ellis going to try to go up, under, inside. Kovalenko. Ball swatted. Everybody wanted a foul, but it looks like the ball will stay with Marquette and no foul.
Yeah, that's some physical basketball. I don't know if I want to be out there, Lance.
Up and under inside.
There's it looked like the foul right there, but again, the ref's letting them play a little bit.
And to be quite honest, and Marquette, they wanted to play physical tonight. So far, not a lot of foul calls. All right, inside, Kelly Lamb. Lamb inside trying to work. And we have a change of possession once again.
I did not see the call there. Possibly a travel. Maybe another.
It looked like she shuffled the feet a little bit.
Another 3-second call, maybe.
Renee Montgomery will bring the ball up. Erin Monfrey closely guarding her. Montgomery trying to get Soignier to come over to her side. Montgomery looking off Charles' hand. Once again, another turnover. Here comes Ellis, pushing the tempo. Ellis, she's thought about the jumper. Monfrey thought about the 3, shuffled the feet.
Yeah, the game seems to be switching around a little bit now, Lance. Marquette, all of a sudden, a lot of turnovers. It's like 3 turnovers in a row. And now maybe UConn has settled in more. Marquette's, they're not executing as well.
Well, they wanted to run, but they wanted to run smart. That's what the coaches said before the game.
Yeah, and I actually thought Crystal Ellis was going to pull up for the jump shot there, right around the elbow. She decided not to, and it cost him.
Soignier, left side of the arc, pounds the dribble. Soignier inside, there's that speed. Goes up top, little fake. Houston thought about it. Soignier took it. Ellis comes down with it.
Good ball movement, though.
Ellis kicks it over to Kelly Lamb. Fakes the shot. Kelly Lamb over to Ellis. You can clearly see that Marquette would prefer to work it inside. Osagi Landry works inside, off glass, rolls around and in. Tough shot.
Wow, they're getting physical. There's a lot of contact on that layup.
Montgomery pushes the pace, off glass, rims out. McCullough with a rebound. Here comes Crystal Ellis. Crystal Ellis pounds the dribble. She wants to drive, looks inside, gets it swatted away. Jasmine McCullough will come up with it. Aaron Monfrey will reset. 9-6 Marquette early in this one. McCullough pulls it back. She's going to take the jumper. Hits the back of the iron. McCullough gets a rebound. Dishes it over to Kelly Lamb. Inside Osagi Landry. Osagi Landry trying hard. Blocked by Houston. She's going to try to go up with it again. Falls on the floor. Sharday Houston came up with it. We're going to have a jump ball.
I'll tell you what, they are battling out there, Lance.
You have to fight. You have to fight literally for every shot. Look at that, Osagi Landry inside, gets the roll and in, but boy, everything is tough tonight, Tony.
Right, there's just contact all over the place. They're gonna need some ice buckets and ice baths. They're gonna need a whole bunch of ice.
We're 8 minutes into this game and only 3 fouls called, so they are definitely letting them play. More pressure for Marquette. Here's Houston, jab step, jumper, good.
That's a good basket there. Good execution against the trap. Marquette showing pressure. I like that. They want to pick the game up. They're not afraid to run with this UConn team.
Monfrey over to Osagi Landry. Kelly Lamb up top. Monfrey, jab step, over to Cam. Danielle Cam inside. McCullough tries to swing it over, doesn't get it to go. Montgomery looks to push the pace, but the numbers are not in UConn's favor, so she slows it up a little bit. Montgomery looking, inside. Houston takes a shot off rim. Kelly Lamb comes down with a rebound.
Good defense there by Marquette. Kelly Lamb.
You can just tell Monfrey would love to shoot a 3, but it just has not been there for her. Closely guarded by Keisha Soigné.
Monfrey's a smart player, though. She's going to let the game come to her. Not going to really force anything.
Osagi Landry tries to drive. Kelly Lamb, she'll take that jumper. She can make that jumper.
She had all day to shoot it, Lance, I can tell you that. Great setup by Landry.
For a post player, she has tremendous range. Here's Green. Green looking. They've really kept her in check so far. 0 points so far.
She's in trouble on the sideline.
She was definitely in trouble. They're going to try to go over to Mel Thomas, who's their big 3-point threat. Jab step. And Aaron Monfrey coming up with the steal. Kelly Lamb on with the ball. Up to Monfrey. Monfrey almost stripped, and we got a foul. We are taking a break as we speak. Marquette leading UConn 11-8. A little more than 10 minutes to play. Welcome once again to the Al McGuire Center. It's 11-8. Marquette leading UConn. And Tony, what a tremendous building. Obviously tonight it gets showcased because it is sold out. But let's take a look at this place and see how beautiful it absolutely is. The Al McGuire mural, all the things that this place has to offer. Look at that, the Al McGuire mural, all the things, great things that Al McGuire did, and you got to meet the man. What was he like, Tony?
Yeah, it's undescribable. He's a great legend here in Marquette and in college basketball altogether, and a lot of history out there on that mural, and it's a great piece for people to come in here and see.
When a guy takes his coat off, he's not going to fight. When a guy takes off his wristwatch, that's when you got to watch out. I love the Al McGuire-isms. Can listen to those all day long. Marquette with a lot of pressure. Christina Quay gets out of it, though.
UConn really picking up the defense, Lance, and you can tell right now that Marquette's having to work a little bit harder than they were early.
Yes. UConn likes that pressure defense. Ellis inside, McCullough stripped, and Houston comes up with it. Houston going to bring it up. Wisely pulls it back, looking for a point guard, looking for somebody to put it to. Mel Harris with the 3, and we talked about it before. She is their best 3-point shooter, Tony. 45% on threes.
Yeah, Thomas, she's deadly from out there. You really got to be aware of her on the court whenever she comes in the game.
Pounding the dribble is Janelle Harris. Harris looking. Christina Quay. Quay over to Ellis. Ellis looks at the shot clock. We're down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Danielle Cam inside to Quay. Stripped. They're going to call UConn.
Well, she stepped on the line.
Okay.
It looked like a foul, but she stepped on the line when she did get possession of the ball.
Right. I thought it was maybe going to be a late foul call.
Well, I don't know why you think that. They're not calling any fouls, Lance.
That's
Come on.
right.
How many fouls have we got so far?
2 for each side. And that's it. Nobody's in foul trouble at this point.
No blood, no foul, right?
That's the way they're playing tonight. Tina Charles waiting to check in for UConn. Danielle Cam thought about the 3. Takes a couple dribbles. Ellis Works over to Cam. Cam inside, takes a hop step. Marquette working, and travel. Janelle Harris shuffled the feet.
Another turnover.
Freshman mistake. 11-11 right now, 9:26 left in the first half. Marquette once again, looks like a little 1-3-1 half-court trap. Mel Thomas pounds the dribble. Inside, Tina Charles looking over to Montgomery. Montgomery will take the three. Rims out, McCullough tries to save it, goes to Crystal Ellis.
A great save.
Ellis pushes the tempo wisely, keeps it out, and there's a foul inside. Helena Green.
Yeah, Marquette on the defensive end. Marquette, what you see there's some kind of zone matchup where they're running a rover around the middle and really just trying to disrupt their offense. Not really, it's not aggressive man-to-man. It's not a full zone.
Ellis to Harris. Harris stops, pops. Does not.
I think that was partially blocked.
It looked like it. Definitely looked like it. Soignier gets it over to Mel Thomas for three. Rims out. Crystal Ellis with the rebound. She's going to push it once again. Crystal Ellis always looking to run, but UConn's recovery defense very good. McCullough back up top. Christina Quay. She's going to take the three off the front of the rim. No good. Here comes UConn, and Soignier once again wants to push it. Goes almost to the rim. Tina Charles inside. She thought she was falling hard. Makes the basket anyway, grabbing her shoulder as she comes up the court. 13-11. UConn with the lead.
Great fast break. Great pass by Soignier. Excellent.
Ball tip by Renee Montgomery. Here we go. Once again, Soignier up court. And the layup is good. And Marquette not liking this. They are not liking the looks of this. So Terry Mitchell definitely calls timeout.
That's a good time on the push here.
And here you see Soignier.
Was a great decision. Draws the defense and drops it right off.
I'll tell you what, Soignier loves to push the tempo, and look at that. Charles felt like she was hit on the right shoulder, but you said it earlier, Tony. No blood, no foul in this game.
Yeah, apparently that's the way they're calling it right now, and a great timeout by Coach Mitchell. Trying to get her guys calmed down, saying, hey, we played with them, up to now, 8 minutes left. Okay, they made a small run. They're only up 4 points, nothing big at this point, but we really got to change the tempo of the game right now and the way it's being played. Right now, they're more aggressive than we are, and they're just outplaying us. Let's get back to what we're doing early in the game when we had the lead.
Toughness has been the key of the game. Earlier in the game, it looked like Marquette had more of the toughness inside, and now UConn really starting to flex their muscles. 15-11 right now. A little more than 8 minutes left.
Marquette's got to do what UConn did. Pick up on the defensive end. Let's get some more steals and deflections and create something offensively, because that's two layups came off of turnovers for UConn.
UConn played a lot of man-to-man earlier, but now they're going with the zone. Ellis swings it over to Osagi Landry. Osagi Landry tried to look for the cutter, but did not find her in Melissa Thrower.
A tough pass to try to connect on her.
Montgomery with the shot. We're going to take a break. It is 17-11 UConn. UConn with 9 straight points, a 15-4 run to make it 17-11 right now with about 7:50 left in the first half. Well, Coach Mitchell talks about her star player, Crystal Ellis.
Crystal's just had a tremendous basketball season. I think last year she was still finding herself and what she's capable of doing on the collegiate level. And now she's not only leading us as a point guard, she's a terrific scorer. And what's really exciting is there's still a whole nother level on her. And we're really excited about the future with her, with the ball in her hands.
There is no doubt, Tony, at this point that has been the focus of UConn. Every time she gets the ball, she is pressured. She had an early three, but that's basically about it for Crystal Ellis.
Yeah, she's had a couple open looks after, like you say, she had that first three. I think she got only really one more clean look at the basket, and UConn has been all over her and all over the rest of the Marquette players ever since.
Renee Montgomery at the line, averaging 12 points per game. She has started every game. And the sophomore puts it in. UConn's biggest lead of the game right now, 7 points, 18-11.
Well, if there ever was a must-score situation, I believe you're seeing one right now.
And boy, Montgomery picked Ellis clean. Looks like there's a foul on the floor. And they're going to call it on Ellis.
Yeah, just a little laziness with the ball there, Crystal. Being a little bit too nonchalant and, maybe looking to set up something, and you got to be careful.
Coach Mitchell's going to sit her down for a little bit. Just kind of look like she's basically out of sync the last little bit. So she will take a breather. UConn brings the ball up against some pressure. Tina Charles, triple threat position, just like they teach you in basketball camp. Sharday Houston, jab step inside, off glass, no. Ball nearly tipped back up and in. Osagi Landry going to come out with it, but she'll dribble it up court. Osagi Landry stops,
Good
gets
push.
it to Aaron Monfrey. Good look at a three, rims out, rebound to Houston. And Soignier always looking to push it. Soignier, up, Charles, up and in. Tell you what, it seems like, Tony, Marquette's rushing their shots and then UConn's making them pay for it on the other end.
Well, typically Marquette's a running team, but you know, at times like this when you're down, you really need a good basket. It wouldn't be a bad idea to try to get something inside right now.
Osagi Landry, looking, Monfrey, jab step, thought about the three. 7 seconds left on the shot clock, so Monfrey's gonna have to do something here quick. Looks, inside, Kelly Lamb gets it up and in. Just in time, just before.
That's just what they needed, Lance. Even though it was a little bit late, and Coach Mitchell was probably getting worried there, but
it was late in the shot clock.
Still a great.
It was late in the shot clock.
That was great patience, I got to tell you, by Monfrey.
Keisha Soignier with the dribble, looking. Good defense by Marquette. Shot clock once again down to 10, so UConn's going to have to go here pretty quick. Soignier inside. Mel Thomas, always a threat. And she hits it.
Marquette got sucked into the paint there. They're really trying to keep them out of the paint, so you know it's tough when somebody comes in the paint. You really just drawn to them automatically, and you can't leave Thomas out there on the perimeter.
23-13 UConn, a 10-point bulge now. Monfrey kicks it over. Marissa Thrower will take the jumper and swish it.
Good looking shot there.
Very nice shot.
Very good looking shot.
Look at Soignier, push the tempo, nearly travel with the basketball. Montgomery, basically 2 point guards on the floor right now, and Soignier and Montgomery inside. Houston was looking, and it is a travel.
Yeah,
Let's take a look at the last two Marquette baskets, Tony.
Yeah, well, this right here is just great patience, a great catch and score by Kelly Lamb.
Late in the shot clock as well, and that's what's key. You need to make those shots. It was very late in the shot clock, but it still counts the same.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker to the defense, too. They played great defense for so long, and then you give up a bucket at the last second.
Christina Quay looking inside. Marquette still looking to work it inside. 10 on the shot clock, so Kelly Lamb gets it over to Marissa Thrower. Thrower inside, Quay, it's stripped by Soignier, and Soignier always looking to push the tempo.
Very quick Soignier.
Very quick. Almost looked like a travel. Terry Mitchell wanted it. It was not called. Renee Montgomery over to Mel Thomas, back to Montgomery. Tina Charles kicks it over to Mel Thomas, thought about it, dribbles inside, over to Charles, off glass and in.
That's a good play. They really were conscious of Thomas. He ran out there on the wing. She was open for a second. Pump fake, drew the defense. Great drop off.
Aaron Monfrey calls out the play, looking for somebody to throw it to. Finally gets it over to Marissa Thrower. Thrower over to Cam. Cam with the dribble. Over to Thrower. Shoots the three. Off the iron. Christina Quay retrieves it. Nice spin. Inside, off glass and in.
Wow.
That was a nice play.
Wow.
Nice spin baseline.
She chased it down way in the corner and took it baseline with a great shot.
Montgomery with the dribble. Montgomery over to Soignier. Soignier looking. Marquette playing a 1-3-1 zone. Montgomery over to Houston. Houston with the dribble. Inside. Charles strip. Quay over to Monfrey. Monfrey's going to bring it up. Monfrey inside. Kelly Lamb up, in. Didn't go. Monfrey did not want to try it in the land of the Giants. She brings it back out. Monfrey pounds the dribble. Gino Auriemma just looks like he has a dazed and confused look on his face on how on earth was she that open. Danielle Cam inside. And it looks like they're going to call traveling on Danielle Cam. Beautiful play and spin by Christina Quay. It is 25-17 UConn in the first half. UConn leading 25-17. The Huskies have the lead with 3.5 left in the first half. Terry Mitchell talks about her leading scorer to this point, Christina Quay.
Christina Quay has just been a steady, dominating post force for us from day one. The fact that she has started since she was a freshman, it's hard to believe that she's a senior right now. But the one thing that she gives us every day is that physical inside presence, and she's just so cool and calm on the court. She wants the ball in big-time situations, and we love her presence on the inside, and we're looking for her to finish out her senior year in a spectacular way.
I tell you what Coach Mitchell also loves. She loves the fact that Christina Clay shoots better than 50% from the field. Every coach loves that, Tony.
I love it too if I was a coach. Hey, get her some more shots. That's what I'd be saying.
Well, at this point, unfortunately for Marquette, they are not shooting 50% from the field, and that's why they now trail by 8 points late here in the first half.
Well, it really looks like UConn is taking the aggressiveness out of Marquette. Marquette has to really get that back and really try to be the aggressor.
Charles kicks it back out to Soignier. Soignier inside. UConn off glass. No. Charles tried for the rebound. No. Ball all over the place. Fed back into Charles. Up and in.
Yeah, anytime you see a team getting beat to loose balls, that's just aggressiveness. Marquette's really got to pick it back up.
Ellis thought about it. Over to Monfrey. Monfrey, boy, they are fighting for position inside. Finally, I believe Tina Charles called for the foul. Fighting for position with Kovalenko inside.
Well, that's a rare foul call. I'm surprised they called it.
Yeah, especially because they've let a lot go so far.
And it's off the ball as well.
2:56 left in the first half. It is 27-17 UConn. Monfrey up top. Looks inside. Over to Cam. Cam hits the glass. Very little else.
A little hard there.
Montgomery really going to push this.
Look at the push.
Oh, got the shot and won.
That's a big time move there. Strong to the basket, taking the contact, still laying it in. That's a tough move from a small girl.
And I tell you what, it wasn't a silly foul on Monfrey's part. I mean, she was trying to defend it, but just look at that. Very strong move too. I mean, Tony, you know it full well. You played this game for a number of years, NBA level, college level, high school level. It's hard when somebody fouls you to get that shot up. She did it perfectly, Montgomery.
Definitely. Once you're airborne, any little touch really throws you off. And, you know, she took the contact, as I said, and still got up there and was able to stay enough balance to make the shot.
UConn now with 18 points off turnovers. Earlier in the game, Marquette was the one taking advantage of turnovers with 7 early points off turnovers. But now the tables have turned.
Yeah, Marquette's in jeopardy right now, Lance, down 12 of getting this thing getting a little bit out of hand before halftime. They want to keep it down under double figures if they can before halftime.
Monfrey kind of stuck in no man's land. Ball nearly stolen by Montgomery. Crystal Ellis looking. 5 on the clock. And there is a foul. Marquette probably thanking their lucky stars because it was late in the shot clock. About 4 seconds left on that one, and it looked fairly clean. You can see Gino Auriemma not completely pleased with that call.
Yeah, you never want to foul a jump shooter, and you know she got a little bit in trouble. She was beat a little bit. Crystal Ellis, you know, being the focal point of the defense, she felt she had to take a gamble there, and she reached in.
Crystal Ellis makes the first free throw. Tony alluded to it. Marquette would love to get this thing down to single digits before the half. They do not want this thing to get away before halftime.
And I think as long as you're around 9 or 10 points, Lance, you're in there. Especially, you know, Marquette's a good scoring team. They can really score the basketball if they get hot. So in that 10-point range is where you want to be, but obviously you want to be as close as possible.
Montgomery over to Charles. Charles back over to Montgomery. Nearly slips, falls, dribble, looked inside, couldn't get it. Mel Thomas. We got a 3-second call.
Now that's the kind of defense Marquette needs to play right there. They're very aggressive. They got a trap. They let her split the trap. Still, they continue with their aggressiveness. And they really got into them, and they caused the turnover.
It's amazing. Both of these teams with half-court pressure as soon as the ball comes over the line. Asagi Landry dribbles, thinking, puts it up. And it looks like they're going to call Asagi Landry with the foul.
I didn't see that, Lance.
It didn't look like the UConn defender was set, so it had to have been an arm check, if anything.
Yeah, maybe a push-off.
Here you see it. Jab step. Kind of puts the shoulder in, but
yeah, I think
for a lot of what's happened in this game, that was pretty minimal.
It's a great catch.
UConn misses the shot. Crystal Ellis with the dribble. Crystal Ellis, under a minute and a half to play. Crystal Ellis gets it outside. Thrower dribbles inside. Quay with the rebound. Quay back up. No. Charles comes down with it. UConn looking to push. Montgomery looks up the floor. Ball tipped out of her hand by Quay. Smart play.
Yeah, great defense. She got behind her, caught up with her, knocked it away. Marquette's really got to settle down here and get something good. I thought they had a good look last time with Christina Quay down low, but again, just no fouls are being called down low.
Crystal Ellis over to Marissa Thrower. Getting late in the shot clock once again. UConn with that pressure. Really making Marquette work. Quay inside, tries to get it up. Ball on the floor. There is a scramble for it. We got a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of Marquette. Only 3 on the shot clock, though, so they're going to have to do something quick off the inbound.
Yeah, Lance, I'm sure Marquette right now is probably thinking, man, we're getting fouled down low. But again, this is a Big East. You know, Big East basketball, you're going to be physical. It's going to be physical play. Refs are really letting them play. As a player, you got to adjust. You know, you got to go inside. Don't go in there looking for contact because you're not going to get the call. That's been evident so far. You really got to go up, try to score the basketball. Just forget about any fouls or any defense.
Aaron Montfrey with a deep 3, hits rim. Montgomery comes down with it. That's exactly what UConn wanted. They wanted a bad shot. Houston inside, off glass and in. I'll tell you what, coming off the bench has definitely helped Sharday Houston in this game. She's definitely provided that lift off the bench. McCullough inside, up and under, no. Cam inside, back up and in.
That was a big basket. They really needed that basket.
Soignier going to push the tempo, 14 seconds, timeout, Gino Auriemma. He wanted things slowed down just a little bit. He saw the clock, 14.3, he wanted them to set something up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think he wanted in this situation. 14 seconds left, 11 points. They want to go in 11 or higher. They don't want, you know, any kind of crazy turnovers or anything stupid to happen right now.
Nice play right here. I like the aggressiveness of McCullough and then Danielle Cam. Marquette wanted to be tough on the offensive boards. So maybe, Tony, things are starting to turn a little bit with Danielle Cam kind of showing the way on that play.
Yeah, again, they really got to make adjustment. I think at halftime, Coach Mitchell's going to talk to them about it. You know, quit looking for fouls inside. They're not calling them, girls. It's time to play hard. I mean, you really got to go hard to the glass. And we'll see if they can make that adjustment at halftime. Right now, what they need is a solid defensive effort to stop this deficit right now and keep it at 11.
UConn leading by 11 points. Marquette, the largest halftime deficit they've had all season, 6 points versus Virginia. They lost that game by 8. UConn 19-0 when leading at the half. There you see Green. Green with a dribble. Green with a dribble. Off glass. No. Houston.
It could have been over the back. It is.
7.9 seconds for the Golden Eagles to do something here and to try to cut this lead down to single digits.
Well, you can't get a shot here easily. You know, 7.9 seconds, a lot of time, and you really don't have to try to take a three-pointer either, Lance. I think you get all the way to the rim.
7.9 seconds left. Tony hinted at it. It would be big for Marquette to come up with some type of points here because UConn, all 19 of their wins this year have been in by at least 10 points and 11 of the 19 victories by 30 or more. Crystal Ellis looks like she'll take the final shot. Clock winding down, she's got to take it. Ball rims out, and that is the first half. Your score, UConn 31, Marquette 20. We'll take a break right after this. We're back at a sold-out Al McGuire Center. Marquette with a lot of work to do. UConn showing why they are a perennial threat to win the national championship. They lead this Big East battle 31-20. A couple other keys that we looked at, Tony. Right now, Marquette just 1 of 9 shooting threes, and they are 0-3 when trailing at the half, so not a good sign for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, a couple big obstacles to overcome here in the second half, but, you know, I still believe they can do it with the players they have and the talent they have. It's still a very good possibility that Marquette can make an early run here and get back in this game and make it interesting.
Points hard to come by for the Golden Eagles. Their season low, 56 in their last game at Rutgers. So a little bit of an offensive funk for the Golden Eagles. UConn with the ball. Soignier getting the second half start. She pounds the dribble in between 2 defenders. Look at that speed. Off glass, up and in. That is impressive.
That's not the start Marquette wanted.
There's a steal. Montgomery inside. Nearly got an easy bucket once again. Ellis going to push the tempo up to Asagi Landry. Asagi Landry looking, almost got bottled up inside. Ellis off glass and in.
Yeah, Marquette got away with one there. Threw it away off the inbound and almost gave up 2 baskets in a row.
Soignier pounds the dribble. Gino Auriemma wants a clear out for Soignier. Soignier over to Montgomery. Houston off glass. Didn't even draw iron. Danielle Camp comes down with the rebound. Crystal Ellis pounds the dribble. Asagi Landry looking inside to Quay. Quay, nice left-handed shot. Follows the rebound. That is what Marquette needs.
Well, there you go. Marquette pushing it.
And aggressive, too.
Yeah, getting inside. It was Crystal Ellis off a nice bounce pass.
And that's really smart on Asagi Landry's part to be looking for someone cutting. And then Crystal Ellis didn't want to go into the land of the Giants, so she popped up the shot.
Yeah, you know, Landry got in trouble there. Maybe a little bit too far into the backboard. Couldn't make a play there at the basket. So, you know, she spotted Ellis right around the free throw line and took one dribble and laid it up.
Christina Quay with 7 points. And she can make this thing a single-digit advantage for UConn. Missed the free throw. Ball will stay with Marquette.
A good break for Marquette there.
Marquette down 10, and they can cut it to single digits for the first time in a while. 15 turnovers for Marquette. They're going to try to limit that in the second half. Little give and go. Crystal Ellis inside, comes up short. Tina Charles.
Yeah, she's short on that a little bit. No follow through on the jump shot. Kind of think she's afraid of maybe a little bit of contact.
Soignier pounds the dribble. Looking for Charles to flash out. Charles over, nearly a steal by Asagi Landry. Montgomery with the shot. And that's the problem, Tony. You want to be aggressive, but if you don't come up with a steal, they come up with an easy jumper.
Yeah, you want to gamble, but the key, Lance, when you gamble is not to take yourself out of the play. And in that case, that's exactly what Landry did. She almost fell on the ground, slipped and fell. You know, she left UConn with a wide open shot.
Speaking of a wide open shot, Ellis just would not go. Barely drew iron. McCullough, good aggressiveness by her, trying to get the shot up, and she's fouled.
The refs are starting to call that stuff down low. You know, so Marquette really concentrate on being physical, going down low like they have the last couple of times with Quay. Try to get some fouls on this UConn team.
And I tell you what, I talked to Terry Mitchell before the game, and that's one of the things she said. They really wanted to pound the offensive glass, and even if they couldn't convert the field goal opportunities, they wanted to get to the line. Unfortunately, they're not cashing in at the free throw line.
Yeah, Jasmine, an excellent free throw shooter. It's a surprising miss. They really need these baskets right now.
It would be a big mental hurdle to overcome if they could get it to single digits. It's down to an 11-point advantage for the Huskies. A little less than 2 minutes into this second half. Montgomery going to bring it up. Looking for Soignier. Marquette looking to double whoever has the ball. Mel Thomas. Nice little jumper. Does not go. So Danielle Camp brings it up.
Yeah, that's the aggressive defense that Marquette's going to have to play if they plan on getting back.
And that was a nice play. Cam feeds Quay inside. Quay now with 9 points. It's down to single digits. 9-point advantage for UConn. Montgomery inside. Houston looking, getting doubled. Bad pass. Nearly thrown away. Soignier comes up with it. Soignier barking out the signals. Asagi Landry playing tough defense.
Yeah,
there's a switch.
Marquette's beginning to get a little more aggressive.
And look at that. Crystal Ellis comes up with a steal. She's going to push it. Only Soignier in her way. And the layup is good. 35-28. Marquette making their run, and the crowd is letting them know about it.
Yeah, great anticipation by Ellis to step in the passing lane.
Terry Mitchell wants everybody on their feet. It's getting loud in here. Charday Houston over to Soignier. UConn trying to slow things down a little bit. Montgomery, Soignier, back to Montgomery. Over to Mel Thomas. Montgomery pounds it inside to Tina Charles. She missed it. Ball batted around. It will stay with UConn. I tell you what, Tony, look at this, though. They pushed the ball up the floor.
Yeah, a different kind of fast break. You know, they push it up. They don't settle for an outside shot. And then Crystal Ellis stepping in the passing lane, taking the full length. A great adjustment on the fly at the basket to make that shot.
That would be huge for Marquette if they could get Crystal Ellis going. She has had a very quiet 8 points so far in this ball game. Very quiet. And one of them, some of the points came out of 3 very early in the game. Missed shot. McCullough comes down with the rebound. Marquette can really get within striking distance. Danielle Cam for 3. Rims out. This place would have gone ballistic. Ball's going to stay with the Golden Eagles. The ball just seems to be bouncing their way right now, Tony.
Yeah, it is bouncing. And pretty soon, if this continues, you're going to see Marquette start to knock some of those shots down. Because momentum will definitely help your jump shot.
I'm always glad to see the Tony Smith fan club in attendance at these contests as well. Crystal Ellis with the ball. Marquette down 7. UConn, deflection, ball batted around. Christina Quay comes up with it. Swings it over to Soggy Landry. Off glass, Tina Charles. Got her on the arm. And that's 3 fouls already on UConn to 0 for Marquette. And we're only 3.5 minutes into this second half.
That's great to see if you're a Marquette fan.
They are far more aggressive.
Yeah, keep taking it to the rim. I mean, that's how you do it. You know, a lot of those fouls are not getting called in the first half. I'm sure Coach Mitchell was on the refs coming out in the second half. And the refs, you know, they look at the stats. They look at the fouls called. They saw that maybe their whistles weren't used enough in the first half.
Oh, come on, Tony. That never happens.
Yeah.
Soggy Landry misses the second free throw. Down to 6. Marquette with the pressure. Soignier now with the ball. Marquette started strong in the first half, kind of faded. Now they're starting strong in the second half. Inside, Green looking, kicks it to Charles. Charles,
oh, good
stripped.
defense.
Very good defense. Shot clock into single digits. Mel Thomas, 3-point threat. Ball rims out. Marquette fights over the ball. UConn back with it. Montgomery looking. Inside to Mel Thomas. Mel Thomas goes down hard. Marquette. McCullough saves it to Soggy Landry. Wow.
It's still a physical game out
It
there,
is
Lance.
helter-skelter out here right now. Crystal Ellis inside, ball tipped away. UConn comes up with it. Soignier's going to push it over to Green. Green inside for the easy layup.
Yeah, Ellis is going to be a little more careful with her passes inside to Quay. Quay's wide open. She's got to get her the ball.
I tell you what, I think these players probably need a break at some point here because it looks like a lot of them are really starting to suck wind. Danielle Cam to Crystal Ellis for 3. They need her to get on track. It has just not happened. Only 1 3 made for Marquette so far in this game. Ball thrown away by Mel Thomas. You just see a little bit of the frustration on her face. And look at this. UConn bringing up. They are aggressive, but Marquette hanging with them. 37-29 in the second half. Marquette in single digits now. They got the lead down to 8 for UConn. It's 37-29 Huskies over the Golden Eagles. And earlier today, we caught up with Gino Auriemma. Not a single senior on his team. He has a very young squad.
This is probably the most inexperienced basketball team that we've had. Sometimes you have a young team, but they're worldly in basketball. This is a young team that is still trying to grasp some of the subtle things in basketball that are going to make them better. And you know, we've gotten better since October, but it won't be probably till next year until this team sees its potential.
Next year, Tony, they're 19-2 and 9-0 in the conference. That just shows you what a great coach he is.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, it looks like they've been grasping a whole bunch.
Yeah, they look pretty experienced and pretty savvy tonight. And especially because they're so good on the road. 7-1 overall on the road, 5-0 in the conference. I mean, the closest game they've had on the road is 12 points.
If only I could have grasped that little.
It is truly amazing, the UConn machine. Danielle Cam pounding the dribble. Danielle Cam looking. Quay open inside, but boy, it is stolen away at the last second by Brittany Hunter.
Yeah, Quay was open a few seconds before that. She missed her. Calls right. Started the fast break.
And look at that. Kalena Green gets the ball on the other end, and just like that, it's back up to a 10-point advantage. Crystal Ellis. Boy, UConn very aggressive, trying for the steals now. Trying to double Crystal Ellis. She'll go inside, off glass and in.
That's a good move by Crystal. You know, Montgomery was trying to play Crystal for a crossover. She's been eyeing that move like 3 times now. She got it one time over on the far sideline, but Crystal was able to keep control of the ball and score.
It's an interesting chess match right now. Montgomery inside. Green with the arm. She is fouled.
Yeah, here's Ellis, you know, out there playing around with the ball. And she sees it open and she goes for it.
Off glass and in. She's getting a little more aggressive, Tony. It just seems like she wants the ball, wants to take that shot. Green looking, trying to inbound to somebody. Finally, Brittany Hunter. Soignier pounds the dribble. Gino Auriemma barking out the play. Get it over to Green, the Big East player of the week. Brittany Hunter looking for anybody to flash up. Montgomery pounds inside. Beautiful play by Marissa Thrower. Anticipated the pass.
Yeah, great defense by Marquette again. They're very aggressive out there in the perimeter. They're doing a little switching. So UConn players, it seems that somebody's open, but you know, with the switch in defense, you're not really open when you think you are.
Well, I tell you what, they keep doubling Crystal Ellis. She's very aggressive. Ball on the ground. Christina Quay gets it over. Ball out of bounds. It will stay with the Golden Eagles. 39-31, 13-32 left in this one. The Golden Eagles just hanging around right now. They want to keep chipping away at this lead, and it looks like we will have Sharday Houston check into the game.
A great game, Lance, for these fans right now in the sellout crowd here at Marquette. They're being tossed a good game right now.
Terry Mitchell has coached a very good game. Both teams very aggressive, very physical matchup as we've talked about. Marissa Thrower looking inside, and there you see the physicalness of this matchup. They're fighting in the blocks, and it looks like we have a foul called on Brittany Hunter. Fighting for position with Quay.
Crystal Quay leads the way in that aggressiveness and that physical toughness down low.
4 fouls for UConn to just 1 for Marquette at this point. Marissa Thrower looking inside, out to Monfrey, over to Ellis. Ellis, she'll take that 3, rims out. Kelly Lamb couldn't lasso it, but Erin Monfrey, 3 sets.
That was a great extra pass by Monfrey there. She could have easily taken that shot. Crystal was more wide open than she was.
Quay pounds the dribble, out to Ellis. Ellis looking, tries to go inside. Monfrey thought about it. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Quay, she is blocked by Green, gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in.
She kind of watched the UConn player fall down and just, okay, I'll pick up the ball.
I'm wide open, might as well take it.
Yeah.
Steal, and Monfrey comes up with it. Monfrey pushing it over to Ellis. Ellis gonna drive. She's stripped on the way up. UConn with the ball. Soigné coming the other way. Soigné looked like she, travel, double dribble, whatever you want to call it on that one. She knew that she slipped on that one.
Yeah, it was something there. But here you see the inside pass to Christina Quay. Nice fake. Thought she got fouled, but UConn player didn't pick up the ball. She just went down, picks it up and scores.
Clean block, but it played into her hands, basically.
Hey, thank you very much.
Not a bad thing. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Crystal Ellis with the ball, a 6-point advantage for UConn. Marquette really looking to try to get this crowd into it. Marissa Thrower with the 3, it's off. A little bit of a rush shot.
Yeah, maybe a little ill-advised there.
Green drives inside, stumbling all over the place, and she walked with the ball as well. Went down hard, getting up slow.
She was hoping for a foul call there, but you know, it's just not going to happen in this game, Lance. We've seen it already.
Both teams very aggressive. Sometimes that leads to a little bit of sloppy play, but it has been a great game so far. UConn leading 39-33, little more than 12 minutes to play. Marquette wanting to beat UConn for the first time ever. The first matchup between these two teams last year, where UConn won 74-59. McCullough pumps off glass. Kelly Lamb with the ball. Wisely brings it back out, gets it outside to McCullough. McCullough thinks about it, gets it inside to Monfrey. Monfrey brings it back out. 5 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to do something quick. Monfrey over to Danielle Camp for 3.
It's a good look.
But McCullough back up and in. And this lead is down to 4, and you can hear the crowd get into it.
Marquette trying to come back now. A little 11-4 run.
An impressive run. And UConn wants a timeout. UConn clinging to a 4-point lead. We're back right after this. Closest game UConn's had all year is 10 points. Right now it's 39-35 UConn over Marquette. And here's the last play, Tony. Very impressive.
Yeah, excellent baseline pass, baseline drift. Jasmine McCullough. Very timely on the rebound, in the right place at the right time.
And I tell you what, the shot clock winding down, ball hits the rim. McCullough, right place, right time on the backside. Offensive rebounds is really what Marquette wanted to take advantage of, and they are so far in the second half.
Yeah, they are the aggressor right now on defense and on offense as well. So Marquette looking to continue now. UConn's back in the game now. We're going to see what they're made of now in a closer game.
We've seen a couple of shots of the fans. I tell you what, UConn, they're used to the pressure on the road, but it is really loud in this building right now. And Marquette giving their fans something definitely to cheer for.
Yeah, and Marquette, they're really going to feed off this crowd here in the next few minutes.
Renee Montgomery over to Mel Thomas, back to Montgomery. Green looking. Montgomery just basically playing almost a three-man weave at the top of the key. Finally, Montgomery over left side. Mel Thomas, you can't leave her wide open. Oh,
yeah, that's
off the rim.
That's going to cost you next time. I guarantee that.
Yes. Mel Thomas with the ball once again, just inside the arc. Swings it inside to Thomas. I should say Charles. Charles over to Green. It looked like it was tipped, so Asagi Landry saves it back to Charles, who puts it off glass and in.
Yeah, I think it was blocked. I think that was the right play, but unfortunately it went to a UConn player.
It's always tough when you save it underneath the hoop, because a lot of times the opposing player will be in the lane. That's what happened. Tina Charles was right there. Yeah. Danielle Cam pounds the dribble.
Yeah, theoretically you want to throw those long down to the other end of the court.
Aaron Monfrey thought about the three, just can't get open. McCullough inside.
Oh, that's a great,
very nice pass. Kelly Lamb just a little bit too hard off glass, and they call the foul. Kelly Lamb knows that she came up a little bit short on that one. Right now, it's 41-35 UConn, a little more than 10 minutes to play. We're back with exciting. Marquette faithful having a lot to cheer about right now. The UConn advantage down to 6, 41-35, near the midway point of the second half. And Tony, we were looking at it in the break. A couple of things that have gone in Marquette's advantage. UConn shot 48% in the first half, only 30% so far in the second half. And they have really been aggressive, Marquette has so far, and that leads to more Connecticut turnovers, if I can talk here.
Yeah, hey, whether you say it good or not, Lance, you're still right. You're still right. Marquette has picked up on the defensive end, caused a few more turnovers, and have cut down that field goal percentage.
Tongue, don't fail me now, because it looks like we're going to have a good one. Full court pressure by Marquette. Asagi Landry pestering Renee Montgomery all the way up the court. Montgomery. Little hop step. Montgomery looking, driving inside. Nice spin move off the front of the rim. Fight for the rebound. Charles up and in.
Great, some great battles we're seeing down low. Wow.
Nice spin move.
Yeah.
Very nice spin move. You got to give that up. Crystal Ellis over to Quay to Danielle Cam. Three-pointers have been hard to come by and hard to sink for Marquette. 1 of 12 so far at this point of the game. Christina Quay looking inside. I think Terry Mitchell realizes that too, Tony. It just looks like they're not actively looking for the three. They're trying to work it inside. Yeah. Jasmine McCullough rolls around and in.
Yeah, I think they really want to work it inside. Is probably a better strategy right now. You know, until they start hitting a few. I think when one of them hits a shot, maybe it'll get contagious.
And then it'll open up. Renee Montgomery. Mel Thomas thought about it. Boy, she thought about it again. You cannot, and Gino Auriemma, I think, wanted her to take the shot. He had his hands on his head saying, why didn't you shoot that?
And the whole UConn contingency wanted her to shoot that. She's pretty much money.
Tina Charles, nice jumper. Boy, she has a soft touch once she gets it within about 10 feet of the rim, doesn't she, Tony?
Yeah, she just towers over everybody in the paint.
Crystal Ellis, bring the ball up. Maybe a little slower than she did in the early part of the game. Tina Charles ties her career high. She has 20 points. Christina Quay just inside the three-point line. And maybe that'll open things up a little more for Marquette, Tony.
Well, that's a good sign for Marquette to hit an outside shot. They have not hit a lot. Everything's coming to paint for Marquette, really.
Look at Montgomery push the ball, but Marquette with the active hands, and it goes the other way. Golden Eagles only down 6. Marquette playing a little more half court. UConn still pushing it. Crystal Ellis off the rim. Tina Charles altered the shot. Boy, I tell you what, Tina Charles right now, the early MVP candidate for UConn. 20 points, playing some good defense. Ball off for Montgomery. Mel Thomas comes up with it. It's always a bad sign when the shortest player on the floor comes up with the ball. Brittany Hunter over to Tina Charles. Charles wanting a little help. Charles to Mel Thomas. Thomas drives, kicks it over. Brittany Hunter off the rim. No, Danielle Cam touched it, and she was the last one to touch it. So the ball will stay with UConn. We're going to take a break right here. UConn still with that 6-point advantage over Marquette, 45-39. We're back at the sold-out Al McGuire Center, 45-39. UConn leading Marquette, and right now, Tony, there is one player that has definitely stood out. It's Tina Charles, her 7th double-double of the season. 20 points, 11 rebounds, 10 of 12 from the floor. She shoots 57% from the floor. Better than what she shoots at the free throw line. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, she's unbelievable right now. She's she's really separating herself and putting this UConn team really on her back. I mean, besides her, not too many people are doing anything. I'm definitely not getting their average of double figures right now.
She has broken the Big East and the UConn Frosh record with 7 blocks earlier in the season. There you see the ball goes out of bounds. Now it'll go to Marquette.
Yeah, just a careless, you know, a little tight in there to be making passes, and UConn got in trouble. Marquette got a hand on the ball.
Gino Auriemma about ready to tear his hair out after that one. Especially coming out of a timeout.
At least he has hair, Lance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got nothing to pull out over here.
You're a little follically challenged on that front. I forget about that. UConn coming up with the block and the ball. Soigné brings it up. Mel Thomas, always a threat at this point of the game. Soigné. UConn with the ball. Tina Charles looking. Soigné points out the play. Tina Charles with the screen. Soigné looking, hesitates, gets it on over. Oh, ball hit Green. Ball all over the floor.
They gotta shoot
shot clock down to 1. Desperation shot, 3. Oh, that is an absolute killer. Back up and in by Green.
Yeah, that hurts. I was going to say the shot looked like it had a chance, and that would have really been a backbreaker, but the offensive rebound and putback is just as bad.
Kalena Green, there is a reason why she is the Big East Player of the Week. Also plays like that. Christina Quay over to Crystal Ellis. Ellis to Quay. Quay going to drive, put it up, and in.
Good play there by Christina Quay.
47-41. Getting a little bit late in this game. Monfrey with the pressure on the ball. Green's going to bring it up across the timeline.
Plenty of time, Lance, if you're a Marquette fan. Plenty of time.
6-point advantage right now for UConn. Plenty of time indeed in this one.
A little too much if you're a UConn fan.
Shot clock down to 6. Tina Charles off the front of the rim. Christina Quay gets the rebound. She is hounded by a host of UConn players. We have a jump ball. Possession arrow going to Marquette. So it did not cost them.
Yeah, good rebound by Christina in traffic, but you know, she got stuck in traffic coming down and trying to get out of there with the ball.
Lamb and Quay will take a breather. Asagi Landry as well as Danielle Cam coming into the game for Marquette. Terry Mitchell has kept her team close throughout this second half. They're looking to break through, though, and make it even closer.
Let's see if Marquette can get the ball inside against his zone and not really settle for an outside shot.
UConn does not want Marquette to take any threes. Crystal Ellis gets the ball off the deflection. Asagi Landry over to Danielle Cam. Shot clock at 7. She's got to shoot it. Ball partially blocked, but she is fouled.
Yeah, a bad foul. If you're UConn, never want to foul the jump shooter, Lance. Let him shoot it. You know, block out and get the rebound. Never want to foul a jump shooter. That's a cardinal rule.
Megan Gardler with the foul. Danielle Cam at the line. And just what Marquette wants. The clock is stopped. 2 free throws. Danielle Cam averaging 11 points a game, 6 rebounds a game. The 6'2" senior from Reese, Michigan. Puts the second one through. It's down to a 4-point advantage.
Very good stroke from the free throw line there.
The Golden Eagle faithful thinking that an upset could be in the works. A lot of pressure on Renee Montgomery. Oh, Mel Thomas now with the ball. She's doubled the instant she gives up the dribble. Green looking inside. Over to Soigné. Soigné gets it up. And the ball snapped up by Kovalenko. Over to Crystal Ellis.
Almost threw it away.
Just about. Danielle Cam looking inside. Ball will stay with the Marquette Golden Eagles. 47-43, about 5 minutes to play in this one. Balanced scoring for both teams with the exception of Tina Charles with 20 points.
You know, this crowd is really into it right now. If Marquette scores here, you're really going to hear an eruption.
McCullough inside, off the rim. Tina Charles once again, 12th rebound of the game. She has proven to be huge inside. Keisha Soigné gets it over to Montgomery. UConn looking to run a little clock. Soigné over to Montgomery. Montgomery drives baseline. Looked like she took an extra step, and a great block by Kovalenko, and here comes Crystal Ellis.
She really just took it from her, Lance.
And look at this, 4-3 off the front of the rim. Can Asagi Landry get it? She did. Over to Cam. Down low, Kovalenko.
Oh. They call offense. Wow.
Marquette not liking that call. Terry Mitchell pleading her case.
Wow. It's a tough call there.
You're the analyst, so I'm going to stay silent on this one, Tony. I put this one all on your shoulders.
That is a tough call.
Take another look at it. What do you think?
I mean, typically when you get a charge, somebody's got to fall down. Somebody's right?
They've let a lot of that stuff go during the game.
Yeah, I'm very surprised at that call. Very surprised.
No home cooking on that one for Marquette. Soigné doubled as soon as she comes across the timeline. Over to Montgomery. Montgomery pounds the dribble to Soigné. 4:15 left in this one. Tina Charles. There is a foul underneath, and it looks like they're going to get Brittany Hunter for pushing off.
Well, you know what they call that, Lance?
Makeup.
Makeup call.
Oh, that never happens either, does it, Tony?
Of course not. The rest don't count fouls. What are you talking about?
Spoken like a true NBA veteran right there. Gino Auriemma is going to have to sweat this one out. It might be UConn's closest game of the year. Their closest win this year was 10 points. They've lost twice. But the closest win they've had is 10, and right now the advantage only 4.
Good patience right now by Marquette.
Yeah, only under 4 minutes. Osagi Landry thought about it, put up the jumper, hits the side. Ball all over the place. Tina Charles inside. We've got a jump ball. Possession arrow going to UConn. 3:44 left.
Yeah.
And we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take this advantage and take this time to throw to the break. It is UConn leading 47-43 over Marquette. We're going to be heading down the home stretch here, and we've got a tight one. UConn leading Marquette 47-43, a little bit less than 4 minutes to go. 2 key performers on each side, Tony. We've got Tina Charles, 10 of 13 from the floor, 20 points, 12 rebounds. And right now for Marquette, their inside player, and there you see her right there, Christina Quay, number 34, with 15 points. And they probably want to work it inside to her a little more down the stretch.
Definitely, Lance. I think the key here coming down the stretch with 3:44 left is who can control the ball and not turn it over. You really want to get shot attempts at the basket at this point and not turn it over, because both teams have been pretty good on the offensive glass. So just get it up there and get us a shot. If not, get us an opportunity to rebound. Do not turn it over.
Marquette going with a pressure zone look. Tina Charles inside. Renee Montgomery found the weak spot. Hard fall and in. Big shot for the Huskies.
That's great execution and great trap break there by UConn. Textbook. Get the ball into the middle of the court where you have all kind of passing angles. Turn. Somebody's going to be open.
Impressive play. Tina Charles feeds Renee Montgomery. The help defense just a little bit late. Montgomery goes down hard. That's the second time in this game, Tony, we've seen her make a shot after a tough foul. She is a finisher.
Yeah, and a great pass by guess who? Charles. She's doing everything now.
She has done everything tonight. Offense, defense, passing, you name it.
I think she's trying to work her way to a triple-double. She's trying to get the assist now.
Yeah, you played with Magic Johnson once upon a time. You know what that's like.
Oh, good fake.
Christina Quay inside, and it looks like they're going to call the charge.
Yeah, that might have been the correct call. You know, for once I'm on the side of the ref. That might have been the correct call.
Yeah, it doesn't happen for you very often.
Yeah, not at all. You know, it looked like she got a little bit ahead of herself. Thought the whole lane was going to be open. And UConn stepped in there and took the charge. Good play.
Renee Montgomery with the dribble. Elena Green. Elena Green, pressured by Erin Monfrey. Elena Green sees an avenue, tries to pull it back out, gets it to Renee Montgomery. Shot clock at 10. UConn clearly trying to work the clock. Tina Charles inside, over. Yep. Over to Mel Thomas for 3. Ball rims out. Marquette lucks out.
Yeah, Marquette is lucky. She's been off a little bit lately.
Usually 45% of her threes.
Yeah, usually that's going down.
Erin Monfrey looking for the 3 herself. Gets it over to Christina Quay. She'll take the 3, and it's good!
Yeah, I told you she could do it either way, inside, outside, Lance.
2.5 minutes to play. Marquette like that. We have a timeout on the floor. 50-46 UConn. 2.5 minutes to play in this one. Let's take another look at this, Tony.
I mean, that's just a great shot. your team's down, they need you, and she's one of the leaders on this Marquette team. She's really stepping up. I think she's trying to, send a message to her team. Let's get going here. We got this game. It's not over yet.
The other thing she recognized, Christina Quay, 6'2", and she's done a little bit of everything for Marquette. She noticed that Keisha Soigné at 5'7" was on her. Obviously, she had the advantage, gave her some room. She can hit the three.
Definitely, and again, being a leader of the team, that's what leaders do. They take the onus and they go and they make an aggressive play, make something happen for their team. And Crystal Ellis, I expect her to start doing some of the same things down here. But Marquette, they really got to shore up and tighten up on the defensive end here. They can't give up a layup like they did last trip down the floor. They really have to tighten up. Even though they're aggressive in the trap, do not leave the basket open.
Marquette faithful definitely not giving up hope. Only down 4. 2:20 to play. You see the clock counting down. Marquette with a lot of pressure, and UConn just content to milk that clock. Down to 12 on the shot clock. Mel Thomas dribbles inside, looking inside for who else? Tina Charles. Jump ball.
Oh.
And the possession arrow is going in favor of Marquette.
Marquette showing a little bit of defense here. That was a great drive, actually, by Thomas on the baseline, and a great pass.
Look at that block. Wow, Kovalenko getting up and stuffing Tina Charles, who to this point has been the player of the game. No foul trouble to speak of, so this one will probably go the distance with the best players. Ball tipped by Montgomery. Christina Quay picks it up. The ball tipped. Montgomery with the ball, and she wisely slows things up.
Yeah, that bad sequence started with a bad pass by Ellis.
And once again, a sign of a veteran coach, a coach that wants to settle down his young team. Genio Oriema calls timeout. 1:46 left in this one. Well, Tony, if you're UConn, you obviously want a milk clock and hopefully get a foul late in the shot clock or make a shot late in the shot clock. If you're Marquette, what do you do?
Well, Marquette, really, you want to play solid defense. There's a lot of time left, and with the shot clock in effect, you don't really have to force a turnover. You don't have to foul right now if you're Marquette. There's still plenty of time with 2-possession game only. If you go ahead, 2-possession, hit a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer, you can be up 1 at this point. So no silly fouls. You don't really need to do anything over aggressive. No gambling needed right now. Still a lot of time on the clock. Marquette's probably got 3 more possessions theoretically, or maybe more in this game. So nothing crazy right now if you're Marquette.
What's impressive in this game so far, the average score for a UConn game is 80 to 54. They average 26-point wins, and Marquette right now within 4 of the 5th-ranked team in the nation. UConn trying to hang on to this one. Soigné looking inside. Charles looking. Soigné says Montgomery, go down low. We're going to get it to Charles. 7 on the shot clock. They are working the clock. They are down to crunch time. 4, 3, 2. Green with the shot off glass. McCullough with the rebound.
A great sequence.
And here comes Crystal Ellis.
You got to be careful here.
Marquette's going to try to get this thing within 2 or maybe even 1. Crystal Ellis looking for the shot. Goes inside. Reverse layup. Off glass. No. UConn comes down with it. 1:05 left. And now does Marquette have to start to foul, Tony?
No, not yet. Again, 2-possession game, so 25-second shot clock. They can't really burn that too much time off the clock without, they're going to have to,
Starting to get down to that time. 12 seconds left of the shot clock. Montgomery inside. A little dipsy-do layup. Charles bats it back out, but Monfrey comes down the rebound. Here comes Marquette. Monfrey over to Danielle Cam. They're going to have to think about a quick shot here. Quay is fouled inside by Tina Charles.
Yeah, that was a tough decision. Right? Could have went either way, down another, and you could have tried to foul, maybe possibly, but play solid defense. You really couldn't afford to give up the offensive board there, which they almost did.
Asagi Landry into the game for Aaron Monfrey. 36.4 seconds left. Christina Quay at the line. She is 3 of 4. Matching her number.
These are huge. These are huge.
Big free throw. She hits the first one. Nothing but nylon. NBN. 50-47. UConn with a 3-point advantage, but Christina Quay has another free throw. This thing could be down to 2.
And again, 36 seconds. If you make this a 2-point game, no need to foul. You really got to play solid defense here. And you cannot give up an offensive rebound on the other end if you're Marquette.
Now here's another little interesting strategy session. 30-second shot clock, 36.4 to point. You be the coach, Tony. What do? Do you try to go for a quick foul? Marquette has 2 fouls to give. Obviously, they've got 5 fouls right now. Or do you just play it out?
Well, I play it out, but that's going to leave you 6 seconds if UConn does what they're supposed to do and doesn't shoot the ball until the last second. That gives Marquette time to get the rebound, call a timeout, and set something up. But you got to go the length of the court in 6-7 seconds. It's going to make it hard. On the other hand, if you want to foul right now early, you really got to hope that UConn passes the ball to someone who's not very good at the free throw line. And the chances of that happening right now are slim to none.
But there is one player on UConn that Marquette would love to see have the ball in her hands, and she's had it in her hands a lot, and that's Tina Charles. She's only a 53% free throw shooter, so.
Well, I don't expect her to be anywhere near the basketball right now. If she is, it's a mistake. There it is.
UConn under heavy pressure. Soignier's going to bring the ball up, and there's a foul in the backcourt. Asagi Landry with the foul.
Well, I thought they tried to foul Charles there, and it looked like they got her on the arm, but there's no call by the ref. I'm really surprised that she was there with the ball anyway.
One more foul for Marquette, and they will be on the line. UConn, meaning they. Heavy pressure, 32.9. Quay with the timeout. Possession arrow goes to UConn, but a smart play by Christina Quay.
I mean, if you're Marquette, let her get the ball again. Let's foul her. You know, now it's 32 seconds left. You really can't use that strategy anymore. But if you get a rebound with 2 seconds left, you really got nothing.
We heard Gino Auriemma talk before, and there you see him in the huddle, talk about the youth of his team. They're still UConn. They still have UConn on the front of the jersey, but some of the youthful mistakes are starting to show right now. 32.4 seconds left, 2-point game. I think he's a little worried about just simply getting the ball in bounds right now, Tony.
Yeah, well, you know, this is scary times here for anybody. If you're a young team, not a lot of experience in these situations, even though you come from a great program, you have a great background, maybe a great player coming out of high school, or maybe a great freshman if you're a sophomore. But, you know, these situations are just pressure-filled, and I can't tell you what pressure does to players in these situations. It really makes you, it squeezes the brain or something, Lance. I don't know what it is. It just makes you make bad decisions sometimes.
Under pressure. Season low for Marquette. We mentioned it in their last game, 56 at Rutgers. Right now, 48, but they still have a shot to win this game. Montgomery with the ball, trying to beat the pressure. Dribbling. Asagi Landry trying for the foul, and she gets the foul with 26.1 seconds on the clock. So clearly the strategy by Marquette was to try to go for the steal, but get an early foul and not let the clock drain.
Yeah, that's really the only strategy they had at that point. With just a little over 30 seconds left, UConn could have just ran the clock out.
Renee Montgomery, 2 of 3 from the line tonight. Averaging 12 points per game. First one is up and rolls out.
Oh, that's a big miss.
Asagi Landry with the ball, gets it to Crystal Ellis. They look over to the bench. They're going to set it up. And it looks like they're going to try to go for the final shot. Crystal Ellis looking for spacing. Gets it over to Christina Quay. Takes the 3 off rim. No, Montgomery comes down with a rebound, and there's the foul. It was a good look.
Well, that was a great look. I'm sure Marquette's happy with that look. She just hit another 3 earlier. That's a great look. A good pass by Ellis to get her open. She did knock it down. Oh, well. You know, they still got the same situation they had a few seconds ago.
What a game so far. You have to appreciate the toughness of UConn and the tenacity of Marquette. 11.1 seconds left in this one. 20 points for Christina Quay, so that was a great look and a great shot. Just did not fall. Here's Montgomery. She makes this free throw.
Well, that was a big free throw for her and for this team right now to put them up 3 points. And this could really be a dagger and make it a 2-possession game.
That would be tough to overcome. So a big free throw with 11.1 left. Shooting into the Marquette student section, and she drains it. 52-48 UConn. Tough time, Marquette getting the ball in, so Terry Mitchell's going to call timeouts. The ball was not inbounded. Big free throws by Renee Montgomery.
Very big. And, you know, 11 seconds left, Lance, is really not over if you're a Marquette fan. Hang in there. I mean, you got time to push it up the court, score within 5 seconds. You know, Marquette really should be looking to take it to the basket. No time to force up a 3 right now. Take it all the way to the basket. I do not expect any resistance from UConn on the defensive end. They don't want to foul and do anything stupid. So 11 seconds left, a lot of time, And
I tell you, so far, Tony, this game has definitely lived up to the hype, lived up to the billing. Marquette has shown everything and given everything that UConn can handle. But once again, they are the Huskies. There's a reason why, even though they're young, they're the 5-time national champions.
Hey, that's true, and we're seeing it right now. We'll see if Marquette can get that quick score.
11.1 seconds left, and UConn looks like, as of right now, they're going to put the pressure on.
They don't want to make it too easy to dribble up the court.
Crystal Ellis with the ball. She's going to have to shoot quick. We're down inside of 7 seconds. Crystal Ellis goes to the glass, off rim. No, wait, up. Looks like she was fouled. Ball out of bounds. 2.3 seconds left, and it will stay with Marquette. They're going to have to get a quick shot off and then hope for UConn to do something silly. 2.3 seconds left. Ball inbounded. Ball fought over, and there's the final horn. There you see Terry Mitchell. They gave it their all. Great matchup against Gino Auriemma and the UConn Huskies. With the final score this evening, UConn just a little bit better, 52-48 over Marquette. We'll be back with the final comments on this one and wrap it up with Tony Smith and yours truly, Lance Allen, coming up in just one moment. Definitely saw a good one tonight. 52-48 UConn hanging on to beat Marquette this evening. And I tell you what, Tony, two stars that definitely shine tonight. Tina Charles, 20 points and 14 rebounds. And then Christina Quay with 20 points and 8 rebounds. Nothing to be ashamed of on either end.
Yeah, not at all. If you're a Marquette fan, Christina Quay really picked it up. Krista Ellis struggled a little bit tonight. Again, it's a team effort, though. A lot of players on Marquette really picked it up and tried to get a victory here. 4 points short. UConn, Charles, wow, she was unbelievable. What can you say? 20 points, 14 rebounds, a huge effort by her. Even though they're young, the UConn team showed why they're number 5 in the nation. Well,
Marquette slips to 19-4. The Big East has not been determined as of yet, but you got to almost give it to the Huskies now, Tony, because they are 10-0 in the conference, 20-2 overall. They may be young, but they're still the class of the Big East.
Yeah, I agree. And Marquette can really take away from this game that they can play. So don't be discouraged and take the positives from this game.
All right, from a sold-out Al McGuire Center, I'm Lance Allen, as well as Tony Smith. We witnessed a great one this evening, 52-48 UConn defeating the Marquette Golden Eagles. It was a great one. Definitely some great performances tonight. Marquette could not hit the three. That was part of their problem, but it was a great game and a great atmosphere tonight. There you see Sly Stallone and the whole gang. Good night, everybody, from the Al McGuire Center.